Hello, beautiful besties. We are on our way. Well, I'm getting ready to go to work, but before work, I'm stopping at Target for the ONYX Storm Deluxe Edition. I have the regular Deluxe Edition coming in the mail, but I really like the page overlays with Target, and also, it's honestly just for the thrill. It's for the thrill. It is so cold out this morning, but I'm getting my ass up before work and going. My Target opens at 7, so I'll be there around like 8-10ish, so I'm hoping that I won't have to deal with like any lines, but it's also so early enough that not a lot of people have come. And then it is the release day, but I am not reading it until Friday because I just want like a chunk of uninterrupted time. It's kind of hard for me to like truly immerse myself like during the work week. Like I just want the weekend to just read the whole thing. And I'm in the middle of another book right now, but it's gonna be hard to avoid spoilers, I feel like, but I'm just gonna try and like stay off social media as much as I can. I kind of, you know, haven't really I've been like thinking I need to be on it less anyways, or just like going on YouTube and just picking the videos that I watch instead of like doom scrolling. So that might be my activity of choice, or just like play Candy Crush or other games when I have the urge to doom scroll. So I feel like my Instagram though is a good mixture of like my different hobbies, so I'm hoping I won't run into too many spoilers, but like TikTok might be another story, which like who even knows what's going on with TikTok anymore. I'm using brown mascara instead of my black mascara. I do feel like this formula for the brown mascara, even though it's supposed to be the same, it like needs a couple more coats, but I like the way the brown mascara looks, so I'm just giving it a try. Yeah, it's definitely like the formula is slightly different, but I like the softer look, and brown makes blue eyes pop anyways, so. And this is literally the only thing I do for my work makeup routine. I don't put on any foundation or anything because I used to deal with like really bad acne, and it was hormonal, and then I went on a medicine for hormonal acne. I highly recommend going to a dermatologist if you are struggling with that. It changed my life. My skin has never been clear until I started that medicine. And COVID also kind of made me lazy with makeup. Like I used to do like a full face of makeup. Now I kind of just do my mascara, my eyebrows, and I call it a day. I have thought about maybe doing a little bit more just to even out my skin, but because I have some redness, but honestly I think it's fine. Who cares? All my coworkers know what I look like basically without makeup anyways. I'm hoping that like, because this brown mascara formula is not great, but I love this brand for the black. I wonder if I should just try like a different brand's brown mascara, but I mean, I think it looks pretty good. I just think I need to work with it a little bit more and do a few more layers for whatever reason. Okay, I'm wearing glasses so you can really see mascara. It's so cold out today. It's frigid. It's like under 10 degrees. My cousin texted me, so she's going to her Target, and hers opens at 8. And she goes, there's 8 people. It's all girls in leggings, Uggs, and long coats. These girls beat me to the stop sign, then pulled into the spot I was pulling in, then beat me to the line, so it's war. I'm throwing elbows once the door opens. It's so fun to have like somebody to go through it with. I'm excited. But yeah, I'm gonna probably start Friday. Even though the FOMO during the week is gonna kill me, like I know I'll have a better experience if I save it for my weekend reading, so that I'm not like sitting at work all day like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? Because unfortunately, I have a job. And I have to work. Okay, and I'm still kind of getting used to the shorter hair. I definitely don't have like all the right products yet either for the way that he told me to style it, so I need to get those as well, and they're coming. Okay, I've never really filmed myself in a parking lot. It feels weird. That was an epic fail. They had none on Long Island at my cousin's Target. They also had none, or they had like 2. She went there like at opening. Mine opened an hour earlier, and they had 2. So the first 2 people of mine got it, but everyone else had online pickups. But when I went, they still had deluxe edition, so they didn't have the Target edition. Like, it didn't seem like there was that much stock. So like, I just don't understand, if you know that a book is going to be this popular and a special edition is going to create a frenzy such as this, like, I should be able to go an hour after it opens and get a book. And I was not, and I don't like that. I'm like, it should be, you know, like, I don't want to have to scramble for a deluxe edition. I want to be like, okay, like, you know, you get it in the first little bit when it's out. It's a first print run. You know, don't wait months, but you can still get it. And like, I didn't like that. Like, I'm sorry, it's an hour after the store opens and there's none. And I feel like the online pickup, like, they shouldn't have made it like you can order it online and pick it up, because that feels like a cheat code. But even sometimes when you do that, they cancel your order. So I am overall, I'm still excited, right? Like, this is not Rebecca Yarros's fault. I just don't understand where the business decision came from this, because, you know, the resale market is gonna go crazy, but like, you as a publisher, you don't see that resale money. Like, you should just print enough that everyone can get a copy. But I'm gonna keep an eye on Target the next few days on my app and just like see if they get any more shipments. But the fact that it was such a small batch, I really feel like is, for a major retailer that moves a lot of copies of these books, seems silly. Maybe they just like underestimated the demand, and like truly, like, they just could not project what was gonna happen. But I mean, most of the girlies that pre-ordered the regular deluxe edition were probably gonna go for the Target one. So I don't understand it. It's silly to me, but okay, whatever. I have the regular one coming. It's arriving tomorrow night. I'm a little nervous about it until I see it in my hands, but like, you know, it's okay. It will come and then it will be fine, and I'll have the regular deluxe edition. But like, I just feel like bamboozled right now. Anyways, I dunk it even though it's freezing, and now I'm gonna go do my big girl job. Hello, look what I have. I couldn't even wait to do an unboxing on camera because I was like so worried that I was not going to get the sprayed edge. Obviously I got it. I pre-ordered this like months and months ago. I know some people were having trouble getting the sprayed edge copy. Never got a Target copy. I do know that they are restocking it on February 1st. I will probably be done with this book at this time. So at that time, I'm hopeful that, so I don't think it would be in this vlog, but also like, I don't know if I truly like want it after going through all of this strife. Having a different sprayed edge is kind of cool, and it's cool to add to the collection, but I have this one, which is really awesome. And the interior artwork was apparently like stock art or art that was meant for Dungeons and Dragons, and then they adapted it, so it's not like original. So I just like, I'm feeling kind of weird. I don't really personally agree with Target's business strategy and scarcity marketing for the rollout. So it just left me feeling like and I might pass on that copy. But, you know, none of that is the author's fault, and I'm still really excited to just start this and just have so much fun with it. And I just read through summaries for the previous book, so I feel like I have my head on my shoulders. I'm like oriented in this world. Obviously the end of Iron Flame was crazy, and we've been waiting 15 months to figure out what the heck happened, and I am just so excited to just have time to read. I have no plans except for tomorrow. I'm gonna go to a brewery for a little bit, but like besides that, like this weekend is dedicated to ONYX Storm, and I just have a feeling I'm gonna inhale this book. Alex also texted me, he's like, oh, like I have to stay like late at work for this thing, blah blah, and I'm like, oh, so sad that I'll be here all alone with my book with nobody to disturb me. So I am so hype. I'm so hype. Yeah, we're gonna start reading. Oh my god, after all this time. I do also want to mention the way that I'm going to do this reading vlog. I've done reading vlogs like different ways in the past, where like in the middle I'll film like spoiler and non-spoiler clips at the same time. I think what I'm gonna do for this one, because it's just easier for me to sort through like the clips in editing and whatnot, is I'm just gonna do purely like reactions, no spoilers. Like I'm gonna try and be very, very vague to the point where it can't even be like interpreted as a spoiler. And then I'm gonna save like a discussion session for the end, where I sit down, like a sit down video almost in front of my camera, give my full review, my full thoughts, any theories that I might have, and that will end the vlog. And for that, I will put like timestamps in the description, and it will say on the screen like blah 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 spoiler, blah 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 being some kind of alarm, I guess. I don't know why my brain made that up, but oh man, I just love being like all the other girlies and reading Fourth Wing and just having so much fun. And I was just like flipping through like my other books, and I'm just like, it's just so good because like you have this beautiful romance at the heart of it with this like dragon riding shadow daddy and this woman he would just like do anything for, but you just also see Violet like get her own strength as the series goes on, and like just really like, despite having like a disability or a chronic illness, I don't know which way you would classify it, maybe both, but like, and overcoming that and still being like this badass dragon rider. All of the politics of what's going on is crazy, like the whole structure of the school, the rebellion, like it all is just like expanding and expanding, and I expect this book to expand the world a lot more and also to answer some questions we may have. At the end of Iron Flame, clearly it was crazy, so I'm gonna try and spoil like none of the books, but at the end of Iron Flame it was crazy, and I think we're left with a lot of questions about Violet's powers, and also just like the power structure of the world. And I have a feeling that the things that we assume about different groups are going to be turned on their heads, because that is a little bit of what happened in Iron Flame, and I think it's going to continue into ONYX Storm. This is the 3rd book in a 5-book series, so I feel like this is also going to be a very pivotal turning point for the plot. So I don't know, I'm like, I just need to start it. And I love the dedication. The dedication says, to the ones who don't run with the popular crowd, the ones who get caught reading under their desks, to the ones that feel like they never get invited, included, or represented, get your leathers, we have dragons to ride. And I love that. I mean, as a kid, I was kind of part of like the nerdy crowd, and I had friends within that crowd, but I mean, I think every kid maybe has moments where they can kind of relate to that, so just made me feel seen. And then another side note, just like on a personal note, is I'm on my curly hair journey. So I went to go see a curly hair specialist, and he like was like, to kind of like refresh your hair, we're gonna go like here, so it's short, like I think before it was like down here, and he just gave it so much like shape and body, and he also taught me like the actual method and the products to use to actually get my hair to be curly and stay curly for many days, because it would maybe be like curly after my shower and then it would just like fall out. So I just like finally got all the products in, and I just like applied his method to my hair. So far as it's like air drying, it's looking pretty good. We will see how it holds up over the next few days. And I also have, I'll just show you like what he told me to use, because if you're curious, this is the gel, is Inner Sense I Create Hold gel, and I also have the I Create List volumizing foam, and this one is to refresh. So I'm feeling pretty like hopeful about my hair. I really am just trying to be like invested in taking proper care of it, especially because I always wear my hair curly. I never style it, so I just don't want it to be like falling flat and then like the curls not actually getting the proper care that they need, because I feel like he taught me a lot of things and I kind of realized like, oh, I thought I was taking good care of my hair, but for my hair type specifically, I need to be doing like all these extra things. So I am feeling like pretty pleased with how it is drying so far, and I'm gonna make some lunch, sit, and just dive right in to ONYX Storm. I literally can't believe it. It's been so much fun just being a part of the hype with everyone on the internet. Like truly the fact that books can bring us together and we can all just be like this level of excited for a book just makes me like so happy. And I really wish that I had gone to a midnight release party, but it just didn't work out with work. But maybe for the next one I'm gonna try and be like less shy and just do it. Just find one and just go and have fun. So yeah, that's it for now, and let's get started, because enough talking, enough yapping. It's time to read. This is literally like my favorite candle scent of all time, to the point where I like barely burn it because I like don't want it to run out, even though like you can always just get another one. But I found it in a time when I actually first rediscovered reading after college, so it just like reminds me of reading a lot. So like whenever I have like my most anticipated book, I love to have this one and burn it. And it's not like, I guess it's like a little bit of a springy scent, but like it's floral without like being overwhelmingly so. So it's just like the perfect scent, and I'm obsessed with it. So definitely check it out. Okay, I have my first reading update. I am on page 129 and I'm gonna call it for the night. It's almost midnight. I'm sleepy. I need to be well rested to read more tomorrow, but definitely I'm just like so happy and excited to be back in this world. I miss these characters, and I just like forgot how much like there really is just like a lot of like political maneuvering, and there's just so much more to the story than obviously the central romance. But at first I was like, even though I like looked up summaries and stuff, it still took me a little bit to like get my bearings, because you're kind of like plopped into the middle of the action. But like I like that, like let's just go for the action, like what are we waiting around for? But definitely I needed to be like reminding myself like, okay, this is this person, this is that person. Yeah, like I didn't know like the main couple, like how that was going to move forward considering the ending of the last book. And it's, I don't know, I like it makes sense, but like definitely it's I want to say like maybe it's a little problem, but it's like less dramatic than I thought it was going to be at the end of Iron Flame, but it's still a problem. I love the sassy dragons. The dragons are so sassy, especially Andarna. She's just like this sassy, rebellious teenager, and then you have Tarn, who's like this grumpy old man, and their sass and banter is amazing. We're getting some information about some things that I feel like are maybe leaning towards confirming some theories that I've seen, specifically like regarding why Violet's hair is the way that it is. If you know, you know. But at the moment I don't have any answers. Zayden is just being Zayden, and I love him. Like he's just so good. Just like the way he's just is constantly like, he's like, I will do anything to protect you. Oh my god, I just love it so much. It's just so good. And again, like with a long fantasy romance series where the main couple is together the entire time, which, okay, we're on book 3. Like I don't foresee another love interest stepping in there. But obviously, like as a writer, you need to do something to keep the tension up in the relationship between the main characters, or else you're gonna be like, okay, they're banging for the 500th time, like why do I care? But no, like there's clearly like tension being maintained within the main relationship, so that you're not just like, okay, like I get it. And then I think it's gonna make the payoff when there is a spicy scene way more worth it, which is good. I think that is truly like, to do a long fantasy romance series with the same couple the entire time, like you have to continually keep up the tension so that the spicy scenes feel earned. So, you know, all good. I've been just enjoying being back in this like war world. Like, I mean, I just know I love it and it's good, but then I read it, I'm like, it's so good. It's so good. There's this war college, and like just the way all the politics work. It's just like truly like just an expansive fantasy with like all this stuff going on, and it's so much fun. And I did order a Fourth Wing sweatshirt as I was reading this, because there's a particular one on like TikTok shop that I have had in my cart for literally months. It's like, if you've ever been on Book Talk at all, like you've probably gotten the same advertisement, and you know what, I got it, and I was like, if TikTok's gonna go away, the last thing, at least I can go out with a little hurrah and get my Basgiath War College sweatshirt. So if that arrives anytime soon, I will show it. But if it arrives after I edit this video, then I'll just post a story. I'll post it on my Instagram stories at some point. One thing I do want to say is there was an article from, I want to say like New York Mag or something like that, talking about the series, and there was one article somewhere else calling it fairy porn. Get more creative, right? And then another one saying that Rebecca Yarros is the mother of dragon smut. And like, I realize like why this bothers me particularly is because I feel like when people in the community use the term smut, we all know like what that means. It's like an endearing and fun term within the community, and it's not like devaluing or belittling the works in any way. But when it's used by like say like a major news outlet in like this like kind of like derogatory, better than thou, holier than thou kind of tone, like I really don't like it. And it just like makes me feel icky, and I'm like, well, to me it's dragon smut, but to you, you better put some respect on Rebecca Yaros's name. And so that's where it's like tricky, right? So yeah, I just, you know, because it's written by a woman, people are gonna just ignore all this other fantasy elements. Oh, because they're kissing in an adult, healthy, like consenting way. Meanwhile, like men write violent sexual content against women, and nobody says a thing. So, you know what that means. Misogyny. So anyways, that's a tangent, but that's been on my mind because I saw those articles, I didn't even read them, and it pissed me off. I was like, no, you're not allowed to call it smut if you are not a part of the romance community. It's just my opinion. But you know what? It makes me want to read dragon smut even harder, and with the actual dragons being the ones that are involved in the smut, which exists. There are many dragon shifter romances. If you need recommendations, I can give you some. That is what it is. Okay, I am sleepy. I need to go to sleep and rest my head because I have a day full of reading about dragons ahead of me, and then a stop at a brewery, and then back to reading about dragons. I will say, so like my hair did dry, and I think it dried like somewhat curly, but these front pieces really didn't maintain their curls like at all. So I think I need to use more gel next time, and I can like re-wet the hair and use like a styling foam as well as the gel to just really try and pick these curls back up, because I'm a little disappointed at how like not curly it is, and I don't know if I just need to accept that my hair texture is changing. Just kind of a bummer. It's just not as curly anymore. Like, and I was looking at old pictures of my hair, and I was like, oh my god, it was so curly. Like, it's still like curly back here, but these front pieces really just like don't want to hold the curl, and I don't know if it's because I like touch them so often, but I'm gonna try and like really like redo like this section that I feel like has really fallen flat, whereas like back here it's kind of held a little bit more. Okay, I'm doing a super quick check-in because I'm about to leave to go to the brewery and my camera battery is like dying. I'm on page 221, and Jealous Xaden is everything. Okay, he's everything. I am obsessed with him. He's so good when he is jealous. It's just like giggling, kicking my feet, but also the plot is plotting. Like, there's a lot of like military maneuverings, and I just feel like Rebecca Yarros is really able to make like the military aspect of this book like work very, very well. And we're learning more about the secrets of the realm, and I'm just having a grand old time. I'm having so much fun. The dynamics between the characters is so fun. I love the dragons, the magic, like just everything about it is just so well balanced. It's just so well done, and I'm just having a blast. So oh, and also Rydok is hilarious. He's so hilarious. I love him. He is so funny. He just is like the best comedic relief, and he like just says the things that like everyone is thinking, and I love that. Obsessed with him. So I'm gonna go enjoy a few little ciders at the cider house, and then come home and keep reading and just devour this book. I'm almost at the halfway mark, I want to say, and like I just don't want it to ever end because I'm just having so much fun, but at the same time I need to devour it to understand what's going to happen because I'm scared. I need to keep reading. Okay, so I'm currently on page 320, which means I'm gonna update my percentage on Goodreads so we can get an actual like what percent this is. I have about 200 pages left. I'm at the 60% mark, which is probably a good place to stop. I thought I was gonna maybe get the whole rest of it done today, but that's not happening. I think 200 more pages for tomorrow is reasonable. And yeah, I mean, I think there's just been a lot more like politics and world building. The world is expanding even more in this one, which as a third novel in a 5-book series, I kind of expected. I'm still waiting to see what's going to be the thing that like really turns this series on its head. I've seen people say that like the cliffhanger is like not as bad as Iron Flame, so we'll see. Xaden is literally like #1 book boyfriend. The way he just like is constantly like, Violet is my everything. I will do everything for her. Like, it's just so good. He like is just like so obsessed with her. And that's like, get you a man that's as obsessed with you as Xaden is with Violet. He's literally just obsessed with her. Obsessed with her. Of course there's turmoil too. So I am proud of myself. Sometimes I like accidentally flip through and I like see a spoiler, but that has not happened to me so far. I definitely want to finish this before the weekend is over though, and I think 200 pages is totally like a reasonable amount to read tomorrow, especially because I don't have anything else to do. So I'm exhausted. We definitely stayed out longer than I thought I was going to today. Otherwise I probably would have maybe finished this. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go get some rest so I can wake up tomorrow and read more. Hello besties, we are full Sunday scaries mode. My hair looks a little crazy, just don't mind it. Okay, I'm on page, let's see where it is, 415. So I have about 110 pages left. So I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna lock in for the next hour or so. I do feel like at this point in the book, there has not been like some earth shadow, like the fantasy element of it has been really good. I really also enjoy, we get to see more of like Violet's like scribe mind at work and her just using like her intelligence to win battles or like, you know, maneuver through political situations. So I like really appreciate that. She definitely like is stepping into more of a leadership role, which I love to see. And still like her chronic illness is still like a part of her and a part of like her story. Like, you know, she definitely gets like weak and dizzy after like flying, and I love that she has this chronic illness and can still be this like badass dragon rider. Like, that is just so cool to me. I absolutely love her and that storyline. We have 100 pages left. It's about to go down. Like, honestly, like I just finished, when I put the book down for like a little break, I was like, okay, like I think this is going to be the turning point where things start hitting the fan and I have to be worried. I have to bite my nails. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna keep reading. I will give you my like reaction when I finish the book, and then I will have like another segment of me actually like sitting down and giving my like fully formed review thoughts. I don't know if that's probably going to be filmed maybe like a couple days in the future where I like have had time to digest what's going on. But I'm worried. But I'm enjoying the story so far. It's a lot of politics, a lot of world building, a lot of like seeing where the magic is going. I think we get some hints as to some theories that I've had rolling around in my mind, but like not full answers yet. Like, it's like giving you more information so that you feel somewhat a little bit satisfied, but then also like not truly giving like a real answer. So like I don't fully know, and that's why I'm feeling like these last 100 pages of the book are just gonna be like, we have to like learn, I think for this book to have a payoff, we have to like learn something that is going to shake our worldview again, to like for this book to serve as the inflection point in the series to kind of lead us towards what books 4 and 5 are going to entail. So I don't know. So these are what I'm feeling. I may come back in the next clip and just be like, that was crazy. I don't know. We're gonna see. Like, why am I actually like I'm actually nervous to start. But yeah, it's like Sunday afternoon. If I have enough time after I finish, I might just like go to Barnes & Noble for like emotional relief. But yeah, okay, let's get settled in and get this party started, I guess. this is about 2 seconds after my last update and I read like 5 pages, but we finally got an answer to a question that's like the top question. And I can see like how people came up with theories that were close but not quite, and now that I know it, I'm like, oh, that's like so obvious. I didn't even think about it. Oh, that's good. When a plot twist hits you like that makes so much sense, but I didn't actually think about that. That's when I know it's a good plot twist. So I am satisfied with this answer. Okay, cool. I feel like we got a little bit of information that I've been like really wanting to know. So the emotional turmoil has started and something just happened and I'm like a little teary-eyed. Oh, oof. That, wasn't expecting that. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's so sad. I'm so sad. Okay, things are definitely picking up pace here. I'm like anxious reading this. No, this is so sad. Oh, like, I get it, but like, no, it's so sad. It's so sad. Makes me sad. It is late and I am tired, but Rebecca Yarros, I am sending you my therapy bill. I feel like that's like the best thing to say when you finish a book. Okay, I'm done. I was stressed for those last 100 pages. I was stressed, certainly. The ending was very impactful as I expected, and definitely for a turning point in the book, or in the series. I think I can kind of see where the 4th book is going to go, but there were still a lot of things that surprised me, which made me happy because I get that you want the plot twists to have enough foundation that they make sense within the world, but I hate it when you can guess everything. Considering I didn't even guess the riddle in ACOTAR, like, am I the most observant reader that tries to dissect everything? No. So like, if truly I can guess everything, I'm like, okay, like, it's too obvious. And I liked that the choices she made for explaining certain things were not obvious. And that ending. I'm gonna do like a spoiler section next, but the ending. We're keeping it spoiler free right now, but that ending. Again, just is keeping me hooked, right? Like, these books are just so addictive. She definitely just knows how to write a fast-paced story that will keep you hooked. I actually really appreciated the way that all of like the military maneuvering and military strategies were presented throughout the book. Even though they're dragons, I feel like she's definitely is somebody that has done research on military tactics. Not that I know anything about them. From what I read, that is the impression that I got. And I truly enjoyed it. I love the sassy dragons. There were definitely some heartbreaking moments. I have some thoughts and theories going forward, but I like that my thoughts and theories from Iron Flame, some came true and a lot of them were not the direction that I thought. I think like the big thing that was revealed was, again, in one of my last clips where I was like, okay, like that makes total sense within the context of the story, but I never actually picked up that was what was happening. Like, I love when that happens, when it makes sense within the context of the world, but I didn't guess it. So I am just having a grand old time. Xaden was just the best in this book. Like, when I tell you, like, the way he cares for her, and I feel like their relationship moved past a lot of like the miscommunication that was happening in Iron Flame and like evolved to like another level, and like the things that this man was saying, I was just like blushing. I was blushing, okay? Like, the way that he loves her is just, oh my god, so good, so good. Like, the dragon lore, I feel like incoherent. Like, I can't even fully explain my thoughts because I am just digesting it all. I am in awe. I loved this, okay? I thought this was such a great addition to the series. It definitely shows, I feel like Rebecca Yarros actually got to take her time with this one, whereas Iron Flame was very rushed. And listen, if she's going to deliver something to this caliber every time, like, let her take her time. She can take as much time as she wants to give us the final product that is amazing. And I appreciate that she was actually like, hey, no, like I need the time to write this book correctly, and did it. And you know what? Good for you, because honestly, like the end product was better for it. I know a lot of people complain about Iron Flame. I am an easy to please reader, so I didn't have like too many critiques with it. But still, like, again, this book just felt like even more elevated, and like the series is just expanding and just becoming even more crazy, and like, oh, it's just so good. I need my my Fourth Wing sweatshirt to arrive because I need to wear it every day so I can pretend like I am a dragon rider, because I want to be a dragon rider. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow morning and pretend like, oh, I'm training so I can ride a dragon, which is the best way to work out, honestly. So yeah, my next clip is going to be a more formal review, and that section will probably be split into spoilers and non-spoilers, but obviously you will get ample warning on the screen, so stay tuned. Okay, exciting news. I got my sweatshirt. It says, I think the Scottish Gaelic pronunciation, which all the words are Scottish Gaelic, are Basgiath. So Basgiath War College. And then we have the I don't know if this is showing enough, but the dragons in the back. There we go. I'm so excited. I really am, you know, I'm on this journey to be better with like book buying and just like spending less. So I don't really buy like a lot of bookish merch, but I was just like, this has literally been like in my cart for about like over a year. So I'm like, okay, I think, you know, I've sat on it long enough that I know that I truly want this, and I've just like been wearing it like every day because I'm so obsessed with it. And I got it super oversized, and I just love like a good, like gigantically oversized sweatshirt. And the other exciting development, so I didn't vlog this because I was on a work trip, and while I was on my work trip, I was like not doing YouTube anything, like just focusing on work, which like I had all this time when I got back to the hotel room, so I could have done YouTube stuff, but whatever. So the hotel I was at was right near Target, and I'm like, okay, well, what else am I gonna do with myself? Let's like walk around Target. Like I had forgotten some toiletries. I'm like, let me go check out the book section. And I walk over, and it's the Target. It's a Target ONYX store. I was like, I'm literally like not at home. Like this is such a random Target. I was not expecting this. They had a lot of copies out, and I was like, what just happened to me? I am assuming that like as they restock this in all the stores, they are probably going to have a lot more copies, and I think that they did the first approach of like scarcity marketing to like build up the hype, so then people are really going to want to go out and get it. Because if it's such like, okay, I think in its first week, ONYX Storm sold like 2-point-something million copies, and each Target seemed like they only had like 20 copies, if that, and there's like 2,000 Targets across the nation, so like that's just way under projecting, like considering the first week sales. So I'm hoping that they have like more, but I mean, for you guys, I already have it. It was so, I just like walked over, I was like, no, you're joking, you're actually joking, like this is not actually here. And it was. I know like the whole thing about like the art apparently is like repurposed art from like Dungeons and Dragons, fan artist. You know what, I don't care. I told myself that I was like, I'm gonna be a little dragon on the front. I told myself, I'm like, even if I see it, I'm not gonna get it. Okay, well, I was a little liar because I saw it and I immediately got it. I do like having a different sprayed edge. This shelf that I have all of the books on is getting a little packed, so we will figure out what we're gonna do there. But anyways, okay, so now I'm holding up my regular ONYX Storm copy, and it is time. It's been about like a week since I finished, so I want to give you guys like my actual like wrap up thoughts. This section is non-spoilery, and then I'll say goodbye and we can go on to some spoilers. So I thought that this was such a strong book in the series. Definitely, I think Iron Flame was a little bit rushed, not at, you know, not Rebecca Yarros's fault. I think that they just really wanted to capitalize on the hype because Fourth Wing just blew up like absolutely nuts, so crazy. And they really wanted to pump Iron Flame out, and Rebecca Yarros has talked about how that actually had like a pretty bad impact on her mental health, and she was like, I'm taking my time writing this book. And you know what, queen, take your time writing this book, because this was just so well done. I think it really elevated the fantasy elements because we really expanded the world. There's just so much going on with like the War College, like the characters were just all so good. Like it just has all of the elements that just make like such a good series, and I loved it. And like the ending, like I'm still reeling from it, and I'm like, what? Like, oh my god. And I'm like trying to theorize, and like it's really fun when like a book makes it so that like you can like make theories and like think about what's gonna happen next. Although sometimes people get upset when their theories don't come true, but I just think it's like fun to like think about like what possibly could be happening and then just like be along for the ride. There were definitely a lot of theory. What was kind of nice about this, and I think I spoke about this in an earlier clip too, was I had a lot of theories after Iron Flame, and not many of them came to fruition, so it was really nice that it wasn't all like super spelled out. I enjoyed kind of like discovering it on the journey as we went along, and just seeing like the direction that the story was going was so good. Xaden was literally like elevated to like #1 book boyfriend, book husband in this book, because the way he loves Violet is just, he will do anything for her, and like their loves, oh my god. Ugh. And then like just the dragons being so sassy, like all of the side characters, like it's just such a good book. It's such a good book. It just has all of the elements of everything, and like I'm just like giggling, crying, screaming, kicking my feet. I had so much freaking fun with this, and I just loved my time with it. So anyways, if you have not read Onyx Storm, it is time to depart. Thank you for watching this far, and now it's time to get into my spoiler-filled thoughts. Okay, so now we can talk spoilers. What was that ending? Literally, what was it? She was like, oh yeah, you know, we're married now, and I'm missing the last 12 hours of my life. Like, what happened? And then like I just feel like the ending is almost like so like boom 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 boom, and like I've been reading a lot of people's like theories about it, and I'm like, ugh, I like feel like I need to even just like reread like the last scene. I think the brother that was with Xaden at the end was either Bodhi or Garrick, although I'm kind of leaning more towards Bodhi, but like I don't know. And I guess we found out that like Panchek was like the senior leadership that had betrayed them. So what was interesting is that I had seen the theory that Violet was actually like half Venin, and there was gonna like emerge a bigger evil than the Venin, and maybe the Venin weren't like that bad. And I'm kind of glad that that story didn't take the direction, and what we kind of learned about with Violet's hair was something that like really probably we didn't have like the complete scope or world building to know in the previous books, but it like organically kind of made sense as the world was built out, which was that she was dedicated at the Temple of Dune, who's the goddess of war. There was like one line about like the other one that curries her favor, so I don't know if she actually got dedicated to 2 gods. And it seems like her dad, like because she was sick as a baby, I'm assuming with her Eller's Dawns, like took her to this temple to try and dedicate her, because you would be like healed if you're dedicated to the goddess, but something about it didn't actually finish, and that's why like her hair is the way that it is. So I thought that that was quite interesting. I liked that twist. We definitely learned a little bit more about Violet's father in this, and kind of like the clues that he left for her. And there's definitely like, it's been going on for a long time. Okay, when Andarna left, oh my god, I was like not okay. I was like, she left. No. It was so heartbreaking. And I am glad she came back at the end, because I love Andarna so much. She's just like the sassy little teenager, but like I understand, right? Like you finally meet your family. First of all, they were awful to her at first, and the one line that she said, she was like, you only like say blah 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 about peace because you just like have the privilege of it, which is like so true. Like if you don't actually have to like face these things, of course you can say you like love peace. So I thought that that was just like a really powerful line. She came back at the end, and then Tarn is just like such like a girl dad. He's like basically like Andarna's father, and kind of like a father figure for Violet. Other things I've seen on the internet that really just ripped my heart out is at the end when like Xaden is like fully turned Venin. He did it to protect Skagel, because she's basically like his mother figure, because his mom sucks after meeting her in this book. And then, oh god, what else? So, but he did it to protect Scale, which just like makes my little heart bleed. And then, okay, so there's also a theory that like, so obviously Xaden was planning to marry Violet the entire book. Like, I think there is some greater plan that was happening in the background that we as the readers are not privy to. And it was obviously revealed to Violet in those 12 hours that we are like missing. But they're married now. She has the ring from the Sword of Tyrandor, and a lot of people are speculating that he somehow like tied like the last shred of his soul to that ring, kind of like, so I'm like, I don't know about that. I think like people were saying that there's like clues in the text that maybe if you turn Venom like not out of like the greed for your own like power, but like something else, that like you could come back from it. So like there's a lot of different things floating around, and I just think like I truly am like gonna just kind of be like head empty, open for anything that happens in the next one, because I don't want to get too attached to a theory and then it doesn't like happen, and then I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Or I like theorize so well that I predict everything. That would also be boring. So yeah, so I just had a great time. Like truly, like this book is also just like Violet's testament to Xaden, and like how much she cares about him and she's gonna do anything to save him. And Xaden is also like, that is my wife, and he's like, that is my Duchess. Okay. Oh my god, so many moments where I was like, between the two of them where I was like, ah! Like, oh my god, their romance is just so good, but like also set to this like epic, it's just also good. Like I'm just becoming incoherent because it's so good. So yeah, that has been my Onyx Storm vlog. It's actually been so much fun to do like a dedicated vlog, especially for a book that's like this hyped up. I am having a blast, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the vlog as well. And I will see you in my next one, and have some fun reading the books, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.